Today I'll be opening up the case of the MSI Ge70 laptop, and I will be removing the thermal paste and applying new thermal paste to this computer. So the first thing you have to do is you have to unscrew the screws to open this cover. But before we do that, gotta remove the battery. So there's this thing here, you just push it in and then you just push it out, and then both tabs, and then just lift it out like that. And now let's unscrew the screws. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 screws that are holding it in place. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 'Make sure you put like a paper towel underneath the laptop so you don't scratch it up. Okay, gotta get this open now. That's the cover. To remove the heatsink assembly, there are 8 screws that are holding it in place. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. The next thing I have to do is I have to remove this heatsink assembly, and there's 2 screws that are holding it in place. Look, I don't know if you can see that. There's 1 screw here, and there's another screw right there. You just remove the 2 and you can take it out. assembly, the fan assembly should just come right off like that. You just set it aside right there. Now let's remove the 4 screws. I'll show you where it is. 8 screws. So the first 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. I don't know if that's the CPU or the GPU, or if that's the GPU or the CPU, but we got to remove them both and reapply thermal paste to both. So let me just unscrew those. So sorry about the squeaky chair. Okay. And then just lift the assembly out, take it out. So you can't see something, shoot. These cables seem to be in the way. Maybe I should take them out. Okay, that's one cable. Okay, that's all I get. Okay, looks like I got it free. Okay, that's the whole assembly. So let's get the old thermal paste off. The best way to get it off is with rubbing alcohol with some Q-tips. Okay. I'll get a better camera view. Yeah, the thermal paste on here is really no good. It's like bubble gum, something like that. Yeah, my computer seemed to have some heating issues. The fan would always like spin really loud, even when I wasn't really doing anything intensive. Yeah, this thermal paste is no good. This is crap. Get some more rubbing alcohol. Seems to be coming off. Paper napkins. Like I need some more rubbing alcohol. That looks good. Alright. Now I need to get some of the thermal paste off of the chip itself. Just get some more rubbing alcohol. Don't get any of the thermal paste stuff on the motherboard. Try to be really careful when you do this. Okay. Need to get it all off. I think I got it off pretty good here. Let's get it off on this one. One more Q-tip. Make sure that surface is really clean. It doesn't have any of that thermal paste on it. Okay, that looks good. I'm just going to apply some thermal paste on it. Just put a little bit on the center. Not a lot, just a little bit. And it should just spread right out when you put the block back on it. I got some over here. I need to clean it off with the Q-tip. Let me get another one. So if you do get some thermal paste on the board, you can always clean it off with a Q-tip. Okay, that looks good. I'm gonna put it back This thing goes in this way. Take a look. It's a little tricky. Because of these wires. Kind of like makes it difficult to get in there. It's never easy to work with a laptop. So the space is very confined. This thing has to be. What a mess. Hope I can get it out. That's better. I got that off. Hopefully it'll make it easier. This is what makes it hard. You see that wire? You need to get it under that. It's very hard to get in. I'm gonna see if I could get it out. Oh my goodness. Not easy to do. Okay, I finally got it in. Okay. Okay, I gotta align it with the screw holes, like you see right there. Hard to do on camera. I hate when so much harder to do on camera. Okay, just put it in diagonally, the screws, I mean. So after I opened it up, I think I know where the CPU is. The CPU is here and the GPU is there. I'm going to get the next screw in diagonally as well for the GPU. Okay, one. Don't put the screws on too tightly. Just put it on like, just put it in there until it's firmly in place. You don't want to over tighten it. Just make sure all the screws are in there firmly. And then let's put all the wires back on. That's the first one that I took out. Now I'm gonna just screw this in instead. I'm gonna screw this in first. Then I'll do that later. So hard to get in because it's so small. Okay, I think that's firmly in there. I'm going to put the screws back in. And one there, which I already put in. Again, don't over tighten the screws again. Okay, that's in. Don't forget to put this thing back in, this connector. I think I gotta put it under the thing, or the case isn't gonna close. Just like that. Just put it under. Okay, that's good. Oh, let's put the case back on. Put it back on, we just put it in like this first. Angle, and then just snap it in. I'll check something. That wire. That doesn't look good. Take it out. I'm gonna put it back in. Okay, that's better. Let's see if that closes. It closes. Okay, that's better. Okay, let's see. The first screw went in here. And there's another screw here. That's 2. There's 6 screws. Third screw here. Fourth. No, there's no screw in that one. Okay. Fourth here. Fifth. Sixth. And the battery. Just put it in like that. Just like that, and just snap it in. I just lock it back in, this part right here. That part has a spring on it, so you don't have to really do anything to it. It just goes back, it just locks back in place. Okay, thanks for watching the video. Okay, I'm going to check if there is a noticeable difference in the laptop's temperature. Yeah, the temperature is about 45 degrees C for the CPU. That's pretty good, because before I applied the new thermal paste, the CPU temperature was about 55 degrees C to almost 60 degrees C. So that reduced the temperature about 15 degrees C, about 10 to 15 degrees C, which is pretty good. And I'll show you the specs of my computer, laptop. The processor that I have on this computer is an i7 4710HQ at 2.5 gigahertz. And the display adapter is a NVIDIA GTX 860M, and there's also the one that's on the CPU, which is a HD graphics 4600. So for this computer, you don't use the GeForce GTX 860M when you're not playing games. It just uses the Intel HD graphics 4600 when you're not playing games. So that's why there was no temperature reading for the GPU, because the GPU is not being used. See, the GPU, there's no temperature setting, there's no temperature reading. It's only for the CPU. And I noticed that there's less hot air coming out of this, unlike before. It was like really blowing hot air out. The fan speed would increase But now it doesn't have that problem. The temperature is pretty stable. It's a pretty low temperature, and pretty happy. I guess if you reapply the thermal paste, you can make your laptop, this laptop, last longer. Okay? Thanks for watching.